Hey everybody, Jessica here for the Shuckit list. Before I started the trail, I was actually living in New York City, and I love cities. I mean, there's always a new thing to do, a new person to meet. It's the center of things. I like being where everything is happening. But for me, after living in New York for a year, I started looking around and I realized that I was separated from the rest of the world by a layer of concrete or asphalt, and on top of that, everything around me, everything I looked at, was the product of human creation. Buildings, advertisements, machines. These are all things that humans made. And so you look around and what you see is the human being and its endeavors reflected back at you all the time. And those aren't the only kinds of constructions. I mean, time is another example of something that human beings created in order to make sense of their experience. And I think when we're surrounded by these constructions for long enough, we start to get dependent on them. These numbers, what time it is, what day of the week it is, what our bank accounts look like, all these systems that we've created kind of start to enslave us. And so we don't eat when we're hungry, we eat at 7 o'clock. We don't go out with our friend right when we have the urge. We make a plan for next Monday at lunchtime, which is noon to 2. And I think becoming dependent on these constructions, oftentimes it can serve to divorce us from our instincts, from asking ourselves what feels right. Whereas when you're out here in the world that human beings had nothing to do with, in fact came from, and therefore were not responsible for its existence, this world that exists with or without humans, everything is in its natural state. And there's no watch. I don't have a watch. I don't have a calendar. I have no idea what day of the week it is right now, which is part of the reason why I've decided to start numbering my vlogs in terms of what mile I'm at. But you eat when you're hungry. You go to sleep when you're tired, which is usually right when the sun goes down. You get up when the sun comes up. It's not, when you're deciding when to eat, it's not, is it dinner time? It's, am I hungry? So it kind of forces you to listen to yourself and get in touch with your guts, your inner guide, telling you when it's right and when it's not time yet. And also, when you're surrounded by a setting like this where everything is in its natural state, after a few weeks, you start to wonder, what's my natural state? When I'm not striving to be the person that other people and society want or expect me to be, what does that look like? What do you look like when you are just being as you are and not striving to create an effect or to perform, which I think city life is often about performing some sort of role. Anyway, things to think about today, which is mile 230 something, 220. I think I was at 220 last night at Tri-Corner Shelter. So that's it. Till next time, dream big, dig deep.